My name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got a very special guest, a wrestling fan, a man with the signs, Greg Jones-Isaacson.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, really. I'm so glad I put that post out and you jumped right on it.
I'm like, Leo, he's on the top of my list. I got to try to get Leo. So I'm super humbled, super honored to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you, believe me. He brought signs and everything, so we're going to get right into it.
Too many.
Greg, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Plymouth, Massachusetts, around the Cape.
Okay.
Cape Cod kid.
When did you first see pro wrestling?
I mean, first on the TV screen, like we all did as kids.
Yeah.
Dad showed it to me, and first time I saw it was at like a South Shore Music Circus. I was actually trying to find the card. I think I found the card on Cage Match. It was like 1998. It was a WWE show at the Music Circus.
Nice. All right.
It was great.
No, you said your dad, off here, you told me how like everybody, that your friends and your family all love wrestling.
Absolutely. I mean, there's some people who are like, no, I don't really care for it. And then there's other people who are like, I can't get enough. I remember my Aunt Rose, she would have a Batista shirt on.
Nice.
Very soft spoken, but they call him the animal. And I'm like, I know, Rose. But that's what I love about wrestling is it's on a family base. Like my grandma loved it. Like you can watch it with certain people. And my mom doesn't care for it, but grandma loved it. So
Right.
It's wild.
That is wild, because I come from a family that nobody liked wrestling. Mm-hmm. My older brother, John, who had passed away a few years ago, but the only time he started liking wrestling was when Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar came. Because they're as real as it gets, as it looks. You know what I mean? Those guys were incredible. All right. Who are some of your favorite wrestlers right away?
I mean, growing up, just the stereotypical Hogan, Macho Man, just that kind of big belt, everything. I love the Nasty Boys.
Yeah.
I love a good gimmick.
Nice.
That's the thing. It's if I'm like, if you catch me with your gimmick, the Bushwhackers, just
they were great.
so simple, so simple, and that's what I love about it. It doesn't take much.
Well, Luke has come around here quite a bit for Lucky Pro and stuff. So you met him?
Saw him at New World Wrestling Extreme.
Nice. Jimmy Allen. Yeah.
Great
love
guy.
Troop. All right. So you just said you went to your first show in 1998.
What first about wrestling show? Yeah.
What about your first indie show?
I was looking back. I think it was like 2019.
Yeah.
I had always been a fan, and I was working in Brockton at the time at a bakery, and my wrestling fandom just kind of came back to me. Like I just put it on the back burner. I wasn't watching, wasn't paying attention, and then it goes away. It fades away, and then I found it again, and you see like the posters on the telephone pole.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's go. So it was 5 minutes down from where I worked. Okay, can't miss this.
Nice.
Went, fell in love.
And what promotion
was Top Rope Promotions.
Oh, Top Rope, yeah.
So,
they're like the longest running New England promotion in the world.
So Teddy Goods, Brandon Webb, Devil's Reject.
Yeah.
Chuck O'Neal was kind of my first big heel.
Chuck's a real wrestler too. I mean, he MMA.
Yeah, I got to make his wedding cake, actually.
Oh, really?
So that's
cool.
one of those full circle moments that's come through all of this.
Yeah.
Is I saw him enough times, I made enough signs and ribbed him, caught him after a show, shook his hand, gave him my card, and said, if you need any help with your wedding cake, let me know.
Wow.
It was awesome, yeah. So,
that is awesome.
Happened a couple times, but I'm very grateful.
And I haven't seen him around wrestling lately. Has he been?
He moved to Florida.
Oh, he moved to Florida.
Yeah,
okay.
So,
yeah.
Taking a step away, but
you
never know.
Exactly. All right. So let's get into some fan questions.
Sure.
The Mighty Bosch.
Oh.
Yes. Which signs are more fun to make? Those ribbing the wrestlers or those showing support or alliance to the wrestlers? That's a great question,
Bosch. That's a
Bosch.
tricky one. It's definitely, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth. But I love when it's kind of like I don't know what you call it, but like you have a sign that says, yeah, I like you. This is Nick Marchand's new band.
Okay.
And then the reality sets in. So a fake out, if you will, sign. And I know we're on this lovely green screen studio. It doesn't look green, but some things won't show up. You know who that is? Ava Everett.
Oh my God, yeah.
I know, it's kind of a mean mug. She's
it is a mean mug.
It's not going to show up. It might show up on my shirt, but this is one of our bread and butter sayings. It's gross. It's quick. It's painful. It's right to the point.
She's
incredible.
She really is.
She's been going everywhere.
I mean, I remember when she started with Angel Sinclair as the Platinum Honeys.
Yep, with AG.
And Angel decided she didn't want to do it no more, but Ava's still kicking ass.
And I've had my history with AG. I've had a feud with him for a long time.
Really?
But he's just a great guy.
Yeah, he's over in Japan, killing it over there.
Incredible things.
Yeah, he's a great. He was on the show too. I had him on the show, and he was well, I was so happy to have. The first time I asked him, I had shows booked for like 6 months in advance. So I asked him. He goes, "When you're not booked 6 months in advance, I'll do your show." So I stopped booking people, and as soon as I got down to like 2 people, I asked him, and he came right on. Great guy.
Good guy.
Great worker, too. All right, Adam Nessel, can you talk about the process of making your signs?
Sure. It's pretty simple. I tell people, like say, you know, the big heads that I make? Like, it's just, you go on Microsoft Word, take a picture of a person's face, make like 4 giant, I use 11 by 17 papers. So it's a mosaic. And you go to Staples, print them out, go home, cut them out, spray them all together. And then this is what you get.
Whoa, look at me.
See, and that's what I look for. I look for the pop. That's all you need.
Yes.
That's from me to you.
Oh, thank you.
So do whatever you want with that.
Yes. So I'm going to go home and give it to my girlfriend and say, you can put it at your work so you can see me all the time.
Just don't let it go to your head.
Oh, no.
Try. But,
thank you. That's great.
No, my pleasure. And that's what I'm all about, just making people smile, making people pop.
Right. You just made me pop.
Yeah, there you go, bro.
I look pretty handsome in that picture.
About. So I tried to find, and that was actually a picture with you and Don Kincaid.
Oh, I love him. Again, I love Don.
He is my boy.
He is awesome.
I haven't seen him in a while.
I remember one time he made a post. He was thinking about leaving, stop going to shows, and I hit him up immediately, said, Don, you can't stop.
Everyone needs a break.
Yeah.
And he just needed
absolutely.
a break. That's it. And now he started to go back. So I'm happy to see his face.
Yeah, Don is great. All right, Jamie Tucker, a kid that's come a long way too. Really good worker.
Absolutely.
Top 5 signs you've made so far.
I was asking myself that. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It's like your favorite kid. You can't. But I brought enough stuff that we can just talk all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I was trying to go through things, and one of my favorites is this for Rip Bison.
Nice.
You can't win them all. Like I spelled this wrong originally. It said B-I-S-O-N, like the animal. God forbid I spelled it like that. And he pointed it out. He's like, guy can't even spell. And so I'm like, geez. But if you notice here, every show I see Rip at, it's a new whoever he's going against.
Right.
Teddy's going to rip Bison a new one. Mike's going to rip Bison a new one.
Yeah.
But Mike, that refers to Mike Grassa, and I know this might not show
Mike is awesome.
because of the green, but another of my favorite type are like the interactive signs, and he comes out all mental, and
he's a good worker too, man.
He is. He's come a long way.
Yeah, he has.
They all have,
I actually wanted to get him on for like a Halloween episode with it because of his mask and stuff, you know?
But Jamie was asking why he's so mild.
Yes.
And he's not mild. He was mild. See, I didn't bring this to the Focus Pro show, Jamie.
So he's spicy now, right?
No. He's more spicy. He's Big Game James now.
Yes.
He's reached Big Game James status.
All right.
In my book.
Yeah.
And that goes to say the same with all the Dirt City murder crew. I know Bosch actually gave me a shout out saying that I have to give Walter a shout out.
Yeah, Walter Marzik.
Yep.
Love Walter.
He made Dirt City Ramen Crew T-shirts and was handing them out. He threw ramen packets. Gave people ramen packets to throw.
Nice.
That was all him.
Yeah.
But what I did was I had an idea. I have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And do you recognize that face?
Oh, Mr. Montero.
Mr. Montero with the edible ramen hair.
Nice.
So this is real ramen.
Kind of looks like his hair anyways.
That's what everyone starts chanting. That's the whole rib is ramen, noodles.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I got to make a sign with real noodles. And I just put like some fake plastic, like plasticize these.
Yeah.
They're falling apart. But
he's another one.
Yeah. I love seeing him.
Unbelievable.
Everywhere he goes.
He's incredible wrestler. He really is.
Agreed.
All right, well, Jamie had a couple. He said, what was the first local show? You already said it.
Yep.
And why? You already answered that Taco Bell sauce. Why is he mild? Now he's Big Game James.
He might get to Diablo sauce.
Oh.
He might. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
All right. Teresa Kerr.
Okay.
Also known as Delilah Hayden. Mm-hmm. How do you decide what signs you're going to do for what show?
It's more or less just...
for what show?
Just paying attention to the cards that get released on, like, few months before the show starts. They announce it, and I'm like, oh, I get excited. So I follow that, and every card that comes out. And I have a list in my phone, you know, just ideas or who's going to be, who I should get next, who deserves to be got next if they're on my list, because they make the list, just like Jericho. If you rip a sign, you screw up, you make the list.
Yeah, definitely.
But then I just kind of go down the list, make an accumulative list. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And if I have you already, I usually put you in the sack of signs. And if not, I come up with something new and try to come up with 1 or 2 new signs every show.
That is
usually makes me feel good, makes me feel complete.
That's awesome. Has anybody ripped the sign out of your hands and ripped it? Oh, yeah.
Plenty of people. BRG, I made
I love him.
We've made many Justin Bieber signs for BRG, but actually I didn't bring it, but I just made a Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. That was very nice.
Nice.
But he ripped my first Justin Bieber sign.
Yeah.
And it was...
I could see him doing that.
So then I brought 2 to the next show.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Kylon King. I've done a few things. Yeah.
Big Match Dust.
Yeah.
Big Match Dusty too. Dustin Waller.
He's amazing.
Yeah. They're great. They're a great tag team.
They really are. Them and the Haven, the original Miracle Generation, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And they travel from Connecticut all the way up here and back.
Yeah, and everywhere though now. I've noticed they've been getting booked. I think I want to say in Canada.
I love seeing them.
You know?
So I've done countless things for them.
That's awesome.
Bunch of stuff. Kylon's one of those that's gone from a heel to a face.
Right.
And I respect the hell out of that kid.
Yeah.
I love them. Incredible workers. Both.
Definitely. Great workers. All right, as you mentioned, Walter Marzik. What has been the best reaction and worst reactions you have gotten?
So probably like a worse reaction would be if somebody doesn't see a sign, but the best reactions are the pops and things like that. So I like a lot of the interactive signs.
Yeah.
Geez, pardon my mess here.
That's all right.
One of my favorite OG signs, this one goes back to Alec Price. Sorry for the profanity, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But Alec Price is known as the prize.
Yes.
So I just decided to put Alec Price as a Cracker Jack box prize. Simple, yet complex.
Yeah. That is awesome.
But that was when he was healing it up, and now he's a face, and I love the kid, and he's going everywhere.
Dude, he just had a huge match against him. He beat Matt Cardona. Were you there?
I was not.
I was
not at that
either.
show, but my boys were.
Yeah.
So my boys held it down for me.
Nice. Yeah, my buddy Dave Fournier went to the show. He said it was incredible.
2,200 people.
That's a lot of people for an independent show.
2,000,
Yeah.
2,200. It just kept right. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was there, but
they
can't make them all.
I mean, between Teddy Goods, Ryan Drew, and Drew Cordero, they are packing buildings.
Powerhouse. I love it.
Packing them. It's incredible.
They know what they're doing.
Yes, they do.
Quality
All right. Jerry Lane, what's your favorite sign? You already said that you really don't have one.
It's tough. It's so tough. But also ones like, here's one, Masha Slamovich.
Yes.
So she came out and I wanted to mess with her, and you ever have a drink called the Moscow Mule?
Yep.
Well, for a minute, she was the Moscow Mule, and I felt like I pissed her off, which, most of these signs do in the moment. So I talked to her after the show. I'm like, we cool? You mad? She goes, for what? I'm like, the sign. And she's like, nah, man, I popped so big. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So I've had that experience more often than not where I'm like, I think I ruffled a few feathers.
Right.
But after the fact, when I talk to them, they're just beaming.
Right.
Beaming. Like I just saw Rex Lawless at Teddy had a show at high school, local Bristol Plymouth High School near us in Taunton, and Rex Lawless came out. And I don't know if you watched, but Rex has pecs. That's the big
Rex
chant
a
that they
big
do.
dude, too.
He is. So I made a sign that has Rex has pecs, and he came out very gruff and tough. And then we saw the sign, just that big smile.
And he signed it.
Of course he did.
Yes.
So one of Teddy's other shows, Rex signed it, but I pay attention. That's it.
Right.
I pay attention.
Yeah.
And I take notes. Rex has pecs? Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
And it just makes people smile. People see this. I see people point, oh my God, look at that. And I'm just like, we're just having fun.
That is so cool. Like I said off air, man, nobody really does this.
And that's what I
love. You in the crew.
Yeah, me and my boys. That's nice, is having an extra set of hands. I do all the signs, but I just started this group of people that just want to hang out and watch wrestling and enjoy wrestling and share wrestling with everybody.
Now it's South Coast
Sign Crew.
Sign Crew, yeah. That's
Simple,
awesome.
to the point.
I mean, there's like 20 of these, you said.
I've made more than 20 shirts, that's for sure, but it's who can join? Anybody.
Right.
And you don't need a shirt to join. You can just come hang out, say hi. Come stand with us, come chant with us and rib with us. That's what we live to do.
See that, Jerry? You should do that. Go hang around, hang with them. All right, well, Jerry's got a couple more. Do you have a sign cave?
I do.
Do you?
So to keep them from the elements, I have the spare room that my gracious girlfriend has let me utilize.
Nice.
So we're going to give that some TLC.
She's a keeper.
But, beyond. She is the keeper. But where they're concocted and executed is my shed outside.
Yeah.
But I have a nice shop light. I have tables. I got my spray glue, my X-Acto knives. I'm a very happy man in that shed.
That's awesome.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Jerry has one more. How many signs have you made?
The last time I counted
Yeah.
was probably a couple of years ago, and it's just gained so much momentum. So that was like over 100. So I'll just say hundreds.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
That's incredible, though.
I look at that room and I'm like, oh my God, I got to tackle that room. Like it's bad.
Has anybody asked you to keep a sign?
Sure. And I've given them to. It's only paper and cardboard.
Yeah. So who asked?
I think, well, I gave Flash Waller a sign, but he didn't really ask. I just kind of was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, for me. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Right.
Derek Conway.
Yeah. Love Derek.
He came out with the orange hair and a Green Lantern lamp, but it was orange.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to the fandom, but I was like, okay, guy with orange hair, Dexter from Dexter's Lab. So I put Dexter holding the lantern thing, and I made it move like that, and I put Derek's laboratory instead of Dexter.
Yeah.
And after the show, he's like, can I have that? I'm like, sure.
That's awesome.
Steven Stetson. I don't know if you follow.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I haven't debuted this at Beyond yet, but I was at a Pro Wrestling Super Show, and I made a giant Hidden Valley Ranch bottle.
Really?
But instead of Hidden Valley, it said Stetson Ranch. So, and he peeked out from behind the curtain. He's like, can I have that? I'm like, take it. Didn't get a picture with him
though.
yet. And it doesn't matter if they rip them. It doesn't matter if they take them. I can make more.
Right. But that's awesome that they ask you for them, though, and they want to keep it. That's pretty cool,
I'm humbled. Yeah, it's truly.
Yeah, definitely humble.
That personal. They come searching for me, and I'm like, all I want's a picture. That's it. And I usually get it. So.
Yeah, I'm a big picture guy, too. I love just getting pictures with the wrestlers.
To have the moment with the sign, to have the pop or the heat, whatever you want to say.
Yep.
And then afterwards at the merch table, having a nice personal conversation.
Right.
And being able to share the moment, relive the moment, and sharing it on social media and just
having cool.
Fun. That's all we do is have fun.
Right.
And if you're not having fun, then you don't have to come.
Yeah. You gotta, like, I don't know about you, but I like to say when I go to wrestling, okay, and I tell my girlfriend this all the time, I dispel belief. Mm-hmm. If you say you're a GOAT, guess what? For that 10 minutes or whatever, you're a GOAT in my eyes. Mm-hmm. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have fun at a wrestling show.
And all those Connecticut boys, Ichiban.
Yes.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, he is. And I hate to say, but like he came out of nowhere, it seemed, to be everywhere.
He's like a ghost, and now he is everywhere, and he's killing it.
He is killing it. Great worker. Mm-hmm. All right, Davis Matthews, HD3.
HD3.
No question. Just thanks for being loyal.
He's got his own sign, too. I know he has taken a step back, but like I said,
great guy.
Who really retires from wrestling?
Right. No.
Nobody. So, yeah, I've been on a personal level with him. We've seen him work in the ring. We love, me and the boys, we love HD3.
Nice.
I love him to death. So anytime he's on a card, me and the boys will be there.
Right. Well, I decided to write a few different questions that I've never really asked anybody before. It's just a few of them. They're quick. Who's your favorite current superstar? And you can say indies if you know what I mean. It just, or you can say WWE. It doesn't matter.
That's a killer. It's like the same thing as the signs. Like, I don't know.
You could throw a couple up there.
Indie-wise, I love Alec Price. I love a lot of the people we see on Beyond. Oh, Jesus, this is so bad.
BRG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's definitely going places too. I love the circuit that's run from all on the East Coast. You know,
Yes.
you go from Limitless all the way down to H2O Center in Jersey.
Yep.
And I want to go those places, but I've only been to like Massachusetts, and a little bit here and there in Rhode Island.
Right.
Just those small areas. But
So that's where you live in Massachusetts?
Yep, I live in Taunton, Mass right now.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a nice little hike here, but no traffic, so.
Nice. And you had the day off, you said, so it worked out perfect.
It's been, I've been waiting for this day.
I'm so glad you came.
Yeah, man.
What's your favorite superstar of all time?
All time, I could be just biased and say, Hulk Hogan, brother.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just that nostalgia. I'm so nostalgic. So it's like, it depends on certain eras. Like, I love, Crow Sting. But I also love like Surfer Sting.
Yeah.
I love watching the old VHS tapes when the lights kind of they leave a trail behind them.
You sound like me because you just love wrestling.
That's it. I don't care what it is.
Right.
I'll experience it. If you invite me to your backyard, let's go. If you invite me to the garden, let's go.
Nice.
I don't care. Let's go.
Yep. That's great. Who's your favorite superstar on the Indies? You just kind of pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like I said,
bag.
it's so hard to pick.
Each people say, do you bring new signs? It's like, well, sometimes I don't have to make a new sign because it's new to the promotion I'm going to.
Right.
So, certain people just pop out of nowhere, like
Yeah.
I love to rib certain wrestlers. Like, yeah, let's do one.
All right.
Let's do Harry Brooks. So unfortunately, Harry Brooks lost one of his fingers in an industrial accident. So we call him 4.5 finger death punch. Sometimes Kathy, my girlfriend, gives me these ideas, and I just said, let's do it. And I put it on paper or cardboard or whatever, and I do that. Another one we were talking about was a regional rib, if you will, where you wouldn't understand it if I brought it to a show in Proving Ground or something. But down in Rhode Island, there's an attorney known as Rob Levine, and he's called the heavy hitter. So Shay Cash also goes by the heavy hitter.
Yes, and Frank Champion.
Exactly. But I had to say, Rob Levine is the only
That is awesome.
heavy hitter. It's one of my favorites. So I would love to meet Rob one day.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Shay must have popped for that, though.
Shay has ripped quite a few of my songs.
I can see that.
Shay is an incredible talent and an incredible crowd worker.
Yeah.
Just complete 50-50, 180, like gruff and tough, and then one of the nicest people I've ever met.
First time I was introduced to him, his work was he was at the tag team with him and Frank, and then Frank walked away, and I was all bummed out. I'm like, to me, it was one of my favorite tag teams.
True, the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I did it's just, you say these names, and I'm like, oh yeah, we did Bebop and Rocksteady from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they were like really, 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 really big.
Yeah.
I just did heavy hitters in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles font.
That's cool.
So just stuff like that. It's just simple stuff.
Nice.
Less is more.
Right.
That's what I say.
What about your least favorite wrestler? Now, you can probably name them because you can never heal. You know what I mean?
Least favorite, kayfabe-wise, or
Either or. Doesn't matter.
kayfabe, I'll actually list them, but least favorite, they don't deserve for me to be talking about that. But, oh man, the heels are the best. I don't know. Nick Marchand, he's so easy.
Yeah.
I just did that for his band, but this is one of my favorites. Pardon the profanity, but if you're a Pokemon fan, there used to be a transition part, and it said, "Who's that Pokemon?" But you can read, right? So it's Marchand. So it's so simple, but he gets that. He's a nerd like me.
Right.
He has a YouTube channel too, so it's like nerd to nerd to nerd. It's fun.
Nice.
But I get to rib you.
Right. Well, seeing that you brought up Pokemon, I just wanted to mention my buddy Dave bought a house in Florida off his Pokemon cards.
If I only saved my
Yeah.
Pokemon cards.
Huh? Seriously. Isn't that crazy?
Does my sister still have my Pokemon cards?
Hey, hopefully she does. Yeah. All right. No, I'm not going to ask that one. Favorite indie promotion, because I give people a hard time when they ask questions like
It's
that.
okay.
So.
I mean, I could list, various promotions and stuff, but like I've always gone to RWA. We go to the Pro Wrestling Super Show, Live Pro Wrestling. Focus Pro has been coming around. They have another show coming up March 30th. Did I say Fight Life? NRG.
Yeah.
New England Ring Gladiators. Proving Ground.
Yeah.
All great.
Good companies.
Great companies.
Yeah.
So I try to spread myself out as much as I'm physically
Right.
able, but it's tough sometimes when you're running the same shows in the same weekend. And
Yeah. Is NRG, is that Davey or is that Davey and Shay?
it is Davey and Shay.
Okay.
And they also run their own training school, the
Nice.
New England Ring Gladiators Training Academy. That's
Excellent.
what it's called. But I've met a lot of great people out of there.
That's awesome. Have you ever gone to like a training facility and watched?
I'd love to.
Right.
I'm not looking to get in the ring anytime
Right,
soon.
right.
I
I hear
respect
ya.
it, and I love like seeing all aspects of it.
Yeah.
So seeing them train and learn, I would love to see that kind of stuff. So
Most people would want you to come
I might
just to
shoot some
check
people
it
a
out.
message.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I love seeing the newbies out there. And
Yeah.
I love seeing where the greats and where they're going.
Right.
But I also love seeing the new talent
Yeah.
and what they're doing.
Absolutely. It is amazing. All right. Favorite indie match of this year so far? All right, it's only a couple months in.
You're killing me, man. That's the thing. I'll be honest. I tell people I'm a very moment-to-moment person. Like I live for just, like, oh, who's on the show? As much as I remember the matches, I don't really. And that's where the specs and stuff, like, remember that match in 92? And like, no, I don't.
Right.
I really don't. But I just live for wrestling. I
Yeah.
really just live for everything I can do. But I love a good gimmick match, like a street fight or a dog collar match, a strap match, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah. I love all wrestling.
All right.
It's really hard to choose. Kind of,
And it is. I
can
know
try
it
to drop
is.
as many names as I can.
Right.
But it's really difficult to. It's so hard.
It is hard. You're right. How about your favorite faction of all time?
Of all time,
There's been some good ones. There's some good ones right now too.
It's true. I mean, are we talking like indies or main everywhere?
Anything that
I was a
you
huge
like.
Attitude Era fan. I mean, we all feel like everybody was. How could you not be during that time?
Oh yeah.
But I was like Farouk and Bradshaw, the Acolytes. I was like kind of the bad, I mean, Stone Cold. I love a good heel, but faction wise, DX always stood out. I mean, factions, but it's like. I was talking about the Nasty Boys earlier.
Yes.
I know it's not a faction, but they all kind of rolled together. Harlem Heat. Those are all just tag teams, but they kind of like rolled with other people. And I loved a good tag team.
I'm more of a tag team guy anyways. Okay. I really am. I would much rather watch a tag team match because there's more guys involved. There's more things to do and everything.
Depending on the stipulations of the match, absolutely, it can go anywhere.
Exactly. All right. So I got a name game here too, and maybe by chance you may have a sign for one of these names. You might.
Okay. Shoot.
How about Sean Swilly O'Brien?
Yeah, I don't have them with me, but I've done plenty for Swilly. I know he's taken a step away too, but I'm actually looking forward to see his band Riverbed.
Oh, really?
At the New World Tavern in Plymouth, April 19th.
Nice.
And Swilly, when he turned heel, I just made a giant foot with his face on the heel. It said Swilly turned heel.
Nice.
But Swilly O'Brien, S-O-B. I've made signs that say S-O-B.
It's a good worker too.
Yeah. Good friend. Great kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Stephen Lust.
Oh, yeah. I got one right here. He's my boy. I've done a lot for Stephen Lust, but this is my most recent one. So we all know he loves calling people chuds. And if you're from the 90s or whenever this came out, you get it.
I get it.
And if you don't, you can explain it to the kid next to you who doesn't.
Yep.
Stephen Lust, I've done so many. I put him on a muffin, Chud Muffin.
Yeah.
Thug Life, that meme. I did Chud Life and put the glasses in a smokable coming out of his mouth. So I've done plenty for Steve. Yeah, he's awesome.
He's actually killing it right now too. He really is.
Incredible. And it's funny, it's like he's one of those people that I remember seeing on people you may know on Facebook, like your friends list and stuff. And I'm like, who is this guy? Is he sitting on a toilet reading the paper?
Yeah,
like, who is
he
was. With the mutton chops? And I'm like, and then 6 months later, he's my friend.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's happened multiple times. And I'm like, who is this person? What are you? Dick Lane.
Yeah. I love Dick Lane.
This might not show up because it's green, but I'll put it against my shirt. Simple.
Yeah.
Dick Lane.
Yeah. That's cool.
Sean Leader, I remember just his, like, who are you?
Right.
What do you do? I don't realize they're wrestlers at first, and then you go to shows and, oh, that's that guy.
Right. It's funny that you put them back to back because I didn't know them at all, and I had them both on, and they both got to 100 views like wicked fast.
You'd be surprised.
You know?
I could list names all day, but yeah, they're really great.
That's
some
awesome.
Of the first people we got to see, some of the very first.
How about a guy that's killing it too? The Masshole, Mike McCarthy.
One of my favorites. I did not bring any signs, but I know he just referenced us, the South Coast Boys.
Nice.
On your segment, and he's one of the coolest guys ever.
Yeah, he is.
He was at my first show. So one of the reasons I definitely got into wrestling.
He's been wrestling for a long time.
He has.
A long time.
I respect the hell out of him. But
I have a picture of him and a bunch of other guys from down at the show in Rhode Island. We were standing in front of the PWL van. And it's just, he was doing Tommy Knoxville. He had the checkered pants and stuff. It was amazing. He's killed every gimmick he's ever done.
It's so funny because like the 6 degrees of separation, I remember, I think, Rich Palladino.
Yeah.
He made a post about his first card, I think, calling. Forgive me, I might be wrong.
That's
but
okay.
Like, he posted the little index card, and it said Kenny Omega versus Toxic Tommy, if I recall. So that was his first.
Yeah.
And I'm putting this all together. I'm like, Kenny Omega, Mike McCarthy, Rich Palladino. I'm like, this is so cool.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was for New World Wrestling Extreme.
Very well could have been.
I'm
don't
pretty
know
sure it was.
That. But just seeing these names and putting them together.
Right.
At first, I didn't know who Tommy was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait.
I was there at that show. That's why I know that.
Another connection. So
that's
what I love
awesome.
about wrestling is what I've seen. It's like, oh, who's that? I'm like, that's that guy. Oh,
right.
And I love that.
I met Kenny Omega and I asked him about, I don't know if you ever heard a guy named Danny Duggan. Who broke into wrestling with Kenny Omega.
Okay.
And obviously Kenny Omega is known as one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Well, I met Kenny Omega and I asked him about Danny Duggan and he popped huge. He's like, Danny Duggan. I'm like, I don't know him personally, but I know you guys broke in together.
Name dropping and who knows who. And I'm like, wait, I fangirl out all the time. I'm just like, wait,
Right.
so-and-so was talking about me? What? Like, I'm just a fan. That's what I love. It's like, and it's snowballing, but I'm just having a good time, man.
That's
it.
cool, because I met them at a Wrestling Superstars Unleashed. It's a women's promotion out in New Jersey. I went and catered it.
That sounds fun.
And Danny D'Amato came up to me. They knew me from the old MySpace.
Wow,
It
there's
was
a reference.
hilarious,
There you go.
man. It was hilarious. All right, how about Osiris?
I've seen a little bit of Osiris, I think, in the Proving Ground, maybe. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that.
That's okay.
But not too much. Not to say. Nothing.
He was here a couple weeks ago, and I had my buddy Dave. I couldn't do it. I had both my guys at work called out, and I had canceled them on him a week before.
Okay.
So I had Dave do it, and it was a great episode.
And I'm still getting my feet wet. You know,
Yep.
as much as I've done, as much as the tip of the iceberg as this is, there's still a ways to go.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a ways to go. So we're just getting started.
How about a guy that I just heard about just recently? Cruel.
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
We were at Heavy Lies the Crown.
Yeah.
For the Fans Bring the Weapons match, Alec Price versus Cruel. That was an incredible match.
Oh, I bet.
We were standing ringside.
That was for Beyond, right? Or was it Wrestling Open?
Nope, Beyond. That was Beyond. That was New Year's Eve. It's actually my girlfriend and I's anniversary, so we do that.
Nice.
We usually do that every year. Thank you, Kathy. We do that every year. But
She's, like I said, she sounds like a
she's
keeper.
a saint. She
Yeah.
lets me do a lot. And so I got to see Matt Tremont fight for the first time. I got to see Cruel, and he was like this on me. We stood next to the door. If you watch it, you go back and watch it. It's on IWTV. Right as they exit, I have my arms crossed, and I'm just like, not my champ, because Cruel took the title from
Right.
Alec. Cruel walked out of the door and turned around. It felt like a minute, but it was like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And he walked up to me and said something along the lines of, "I'm your new flippin' champ." And besides almost pissing my pants, all I could think of was starting to chant "String Bean" and clap. So I short-circuited when that happened.
Right.
But yeah, that's my introduction with Cruel. But I think Cruel Summer might be a sign.
Ooh,
or
that sounds like
something
a good
that.
one.
We're back to the drawing board.
Right. But you mentioned Matt Tremont. Oh, what a great guy he is. Honestly, I met him at the Icons of Wrestling, the very first one.
I've just been following him, and he's like one of those people that like, oh my God, he's in New Jersey and so far, but then I saw his face, and it's the big show that I look forward to every year.
Yeah.
So I was very excited to see him work. I know he's doing the heel thing now.
Right.
I'm still very excited. I made a bulldozer
Nice.
with Tremont in the bed of the scoop.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, he's a great guy.
yeah.
How about Ricky Smokes? Kid, I don't bring up enough on here, and he really is a great worker.
Now I'm killing myself. I couldn't bring every single song,
Right.
but one of my most recent ones was, did you ever see the movie Little Giants?
Yes.
Remember the scrawny kid that his mom brings into the group?
Yep.
Please be careful with my little boy.
Right.
And he's going like this in the mirror. Well, Ricky Smokes always comes out like this. So I blew up the little kid going like this in the mirror, and I popped that out for Ricky Smokes. So that's been my most recent favorite, but he's also known as he calls himself the Smoke Show.
Yeah.
In the Supreme font. I made a sign that says shit show. So
No, he really is a great worker too.
is.
I know I'm going to say that a lot, but it's the truth.
it is. And as much as I rib all these people, I respect the hell out of them.
Right.
Not only for just looking great, doing what they're doing, but their ability to move in the ring. You can't just jump in there and do that thing. And that's what I respect.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize is that like, oh, you're just running. No, you're not running around. People spend a lot of time working on this. And I respect the hell out of these people.
Absolutely. How about Little Mean Kathleen, my girlfriend's favorite wrestler?
One of my favorites.
And she does. My girlfriend's not huge into wrestling,
Yeah.
but she likes Little Mean Kathleen.
I remember seeing Little Mean Kathleen serving pizza at the Brockton VFW.
Yeah.
And then boom, she's everywhere. And I love the gimmick.
Me too.
I love the Spike Dudley stomps on the turnbuckle. I love everything about what she's doing and just her momentum that she's gaining. All the storylines at Beyond, oh my God, where they have her marrying Sydney Bacabella.
That's unbelievable.
But yeah, I've done a bunch of things for her. I found a flag at Savers of Guy Fieri, and it says Flavor Town on it because she's from
Right.
Flavor Town.
Yes.
We have that at shows. I have Straight Out of Flavor Town, like Straight Out of Compton. We made that sign.
Yeah.
They had T-shirts that were a Beavis and Butthead, Teddy, and LMK. I blew those up and made them into signs.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of local talent that we just keep seeing everywhere, and we can't not help support.
That's awesome.
She's great.
That is awesome. How about Teddy Goods?
Teddy Goods is a very good man. He's been really good to me. He's allowed me to do some sign making events at his shows.
Oh, nice.
Where like the first hour at doors, whoever can come up to a 8-foot table, and I have poster boards, I have markers, I have ideas.
Yeah.
And we just have a ball, and kids are
That's
like,
cool.
how much is it? I'm like, it's free. Come make a sign. Have some
Right.
fun. I usually have the gross signs. I think I had one over there. I might have gave to you. I usually have them to hand out to people.
Right.
But yeah, if you see those gross signs, 8.5 by 11s at a show, you know I'm there.
Man, that is awesome. Teddy's an awesome worker and a hell of a promoter. Like
one of my
obviously.
my first show, and then he just kind of did his own thing, but now he started live pro wrestling.
Right.
And I love it. He does great things, and he's just gaining momentum. It's a great thing. And to call him a friend is awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Sydney Bacabella. Sydney's the only one that has been banned from doing this show.
Really?
Yeah, he got thrown out of the studio by my old producer.
That's one of the best things I've ever heard. So we can say whatever we want about him. Yeah. This was one of my favorites. I'm a big play on words kind of person. So Naja Harper and indigestion, Bacabella.
That's awesome.
He cracked the hell up at it. He turned away. He covered his mouth. He couldn't not crack up. And that's what I love. If I get any reaction, that's awesome. But if you rip the sign, awesome. I don't care. I don't care.
You breaking character.
You break, that is the ultimate.
Yes.
Oh my God. If I can catch T Phoenix cheesing at my signs, I can go home.
Right.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Seeing his sign of approval. That's all I care about.
I've never made it down to an RWA show, and I really want to. I really need to.
Our second home, I've heard the Chop Shop referenced many times. That's where we also fell in love with a lot of the other indie people that you've been referencing and definitely need to have on the show.
Yeah.
But the Chop Shop for us was awesome, where it opened our eyes to what's out there.
Right.
And then you start seeing all these other indies. I started to befriend people on Facebook, and then seeing other promotions and liking them and following them. And that's it. It's just snowballed. That's it.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that you did that at Teddy shows. That's really cool. And that's awesome of Teddy to, let you do that.
I love it. I'm super humbled every time.
Yeah.
Every time I come, I show up even earlier, and I'm watching the talent do their thing and going over stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so-and-so.
Yeah.
I'm in the corner like, oh my God, this is so cool. But I've only done it like 3 times. It's not at every one of his shows. But I love it. And it's just, the kids get a kick out of it. It just brings people together.
It must, you remind me of me though, because you're like, oh my God, it's so, but you don't let them know you're freaking out inside, right?
No, I mean, I get my picture with them. That's usually, you can see the expression on my face.
Yes.
But that's the ultimate goal, is to just befriend people. Just let them know I'm a big fan of their work and I respect what they do. Right.
Through all the catering jobs that I have done, I've met so many guys, and my favorite thing is getting the pictures.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, how about the Riot, Kellen Thomas, who's been wrestling a long time. People wouldn't realize how long he's really been working.
This is true. I've done many signs for Kellen. Most recently, he did a logo for his T-shirt that represents the game Cigarillo logo. It says Riot. And I have a Cricut at home, so I utilize that a lot too. And I can, for text and stuff that I recreated the logo. But previous to that, one of my favorite ones was Kellen Thomas. Do you know any else? When you hear the word Thomas, what do you think of?
Oh, for me, I'm a hockey fan, so I think of Tim Thomas.
What about Thomas the Tank Engine?
I put his Thomas the Train.
I put his face on the front of the Thomas the Train.
That's awesome.
Kellen Thomas with him as the train.
Yeah.
That's it. Less is more. That's all you need. And he started going toot toot at shows every time.
That's cool.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And they pop every time.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Yes. And he, like I said, he's killing it too right now. How about the Cold Hard Truth tag team? Johnny Pierce, Diego El Guapo Alvarez.
See, it's killing me that you're dropping all these names now, because I just did stuff. So if you want to check out my social media, the signs are fresh out of the oven on my pictures and stuff. But Johnny Pierce, there's a emo-ish band called Pierce the Veil. They're probably even harder than that. I don't really care. Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
I put him in old school MySpace, emo haircut with it going over your eyes, and I put the haircut over his face with a sign that accompanied it that said Johnny Pierce the Veil. So I just did that for him. And then Diego, I just turned him into Diego from Dora the Explorer.
Yes.
And I originally did this one for Joel.
Oh, nice.
So he cheesed at it.
Yeah.
It's a rib, but I respect him too. He's an awesome guy. He's gone incredible places.
Yes, he has.
Jorah the Explorer,
That's cool.
It's
He's got himself a sub shop too now.
Yes, he
in
does.
North, I want to say North Andover. Dave Fournier went there the other night. And he actually saw him in there.
I gotta go.
So yeah, me too.
I gotta go.
All right, how about Mortar?
Mortar. Yes, I've followed him for a minute ever since he might have been rumored as someone named CJ Cruz. But yeah, we can be jerks at shows sometimes, and I understand if a talent's name gets called inappropriately. His name was called Mortar. He's Mortar. It's Mortar, get it right.
Right.
But he was called Mortar, and we wouldn't let it go, so I made a Reptar from Rugrats sign with the Rugrats font that said Mortar.
Right.
He signed it. We're cool. Everything's honky-dory. He just got new gear that has these big tusks on a mask. So I made a Pumbaa from the Lion King sign, and we had that at the most recent Fight Life.
That's
so
funny.
that's what you say is how do you decide which I see who's going to be at a show?
Right.
And if I paid attention, you had new gear. Guess what? You're getting ribbed.
Nice.
Guess what? You're getting ribbed regardless.
Yeah.
But that's how we do what we do.
I sent Mortar a message. I'd like to get him on it, but I did have that other guy, CJ Cruz, on the show a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He stepped away, I guess. But,
yeah, I guess. I don't know what happened to CJ Cruz. All right, how about, I brought him up earlier, but big match, Dustin Flash Waller.
Just seeing him, he held the door open for me at a Beyond show, like one of my first Beyond shows. I think it was Heavy Lies the Crown a few years back.
Right.
We've missed a few here and there. But I remember seeing him on People You May Know on Facebook. I'm like, who's this kid? Who's this kid? He's everywhere, and he's so talented.
He gets a lot of air when he comes off the top rope, man.
I'm screaming,
it's unbelievable.
Flash, splash, anytime I can.
Yeah.
The front handsprings and stuff like that, and just him and Kylon together.
Yeah. That's what the next name was, Kylon King.
I love Kylon.
His tag team partner.
I think I saw him for the first time at a top rope show, and you know his voice resembled Chris Tucker, so I put a Chris Tucker from The Fifth Element on a sign that said "Kylon, my man." If you know, you know.
That's
And
cool,
I think
though.
that got ripped up, but
What, Kylon ripped that up on you?
of course. But he also said a birthday shout out to me, so
That's cool.
I have a lot of respect for Kylon.
Yeah.
And a lot of people. So
And they're a great tag team.
They are.
They really are. I did an episode on tag teams. I'm going to be doing a part 2 on it, too. It's coming up soon. How about Ricky Medeiros?
Ricky, glad you said that. Well, where has he been? He's been away.
Yeah.
I never got clarification why, but I was at an NRG show just recently, and guess who showed up?
Nice.
And was he jerked?
Yeah?
He put on like probably 20 pounds of muscle.
That's awesome.
And so here's why I'm cheesing right now, because I happen to have a Ricky sign.
Yes.
I like these interactive signs where it starts as something. He's known as the Cutter Kowalski.
Yes.
So
Nice.
Cutter Kowalski, but it gets better because he was skinny. This was in the retired pile.
Okay.
This was retired, so I brought it out of retirement for this.
Nice.
But he was skinny, resembled a little mosquito.
Yeah.
So that's how we have fun.
That's cool.
He popped it, he cheesed at that. That makes me happy because he's in the Dirt City Murder. Well, he was,
Yes.
was. He'll always be in the Dirt City Murder crew. But
He's a great
Mike
worker,
Montero, Ricky Medeiros, Jason Devine, and Jamie Tucker.
Yeah.
They do an incredible job.
Yeah, they
we
do.
love booing them. We love cheering them at other promotions. That's what I love
Yep.
is where they could be a face
Right.
in one.
And they're always at Proving Ground for the most part.
And we know them. So
Right.
if I can get a shut up Greg from when they're in the ring,
Yeah.
my night's made.
That's cool.
amazing.
That is awesome. All right, how about J.T. Dunn, one of the best wrestlers in New England right now.
I don't think I brought any, but I have
I brought his name because I knew you had a sign. I saw a
a
sign.
few. So ribbing him originally, you know, it's always take the pledge, take the pledge. Well, if you know the Family Guy bit, there's
Right.
Consuela from Family Guy says, no, you buy pledge, you buy pledge. So I made a Consuela, and it says, no, you take pledge.
Nice.
He popped at that. I saw Rich Palladino across the room cheesing at that. And it's so cool when you can just see people cheesing at stuff, and it makes it so much worthwhile. But then, like, at another promotion, we want to support him. So I made a giant unfoldable pledge can, like this big.
Wow.
Lemon pledge.
Yeah.
So take the pledge. It's just, we're having fun.
That's awesome. And just want to congratulate J.T.
That's right.
Dunn
Big
and
Daddy Dunn.
and Deanna Garcia on the soon-to-be
Yeah.
baby boy.
It's a boy.
So very cool. I don't really know JT at all, but I do know D. She's awesome.
Yeah, other than
She's
the shows,
awesome.
I usually only chat at shows.
Right.
So
that's cool. All right, how about here we go. You brought up T. How about AJ Phoenix?
AJP?
Oh man.
Love that kid.
Great kid.
Been on the back burner with some signs for him, but I have made quite a few for him. You know, he was in the Young Guns, so I made some giant hands that go like that. I made him as the Fresh Prince of RI, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And had him as like Will Smith on the giant chair, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
I've done other stuff, just giant letters, A, J, P. I actually have an idea coming up for AJP.
Nice.
So he's been, puppy dog facing me. Where's my next sign? And I'm like, I got you. Just be patient.
Now he's killing it too, and became a member of the unit.
He did, and
which is big.
I like JT. I mean, I'm here or there with the unit. Like we also made. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Tropic Thunder. But Robert Downey Jr. when he dropped the line, "Suck my unit."
Yeah.
Well, I put his face on a sign and said, "Suck my unit."
Nice.
That one's got beat up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it still lives to tell the tale.
Oh, nice. All right. How about go with the couple females? Ariel, the Portuguese princess.
Oh man, you might have seen our. I'm just gonna whip it out. Here, you hold this one. So it's not Ariel without BMT, right?
Yes, what's next.
Hold on, you gotta jiggle it.
Oh my God.
So that's how it works.
That's awesome.
This is all I brought for them, but I have 1,000,001 for them. I love this couple so much.
Yeah.
I saw her face on a card and I said, "Who is this? I've never seen her before." She came out from the curtains. She was half the size as her card photo. I said, "Who is this?" And I had a gross sign. That's one of our main things. We have dweeb signs, gross signs. So I had this up. Comes over, she rips it. So she made the list. And from then on, it's just been these two are some of my best friends in wrestling.
Nice.
But we go hard.
Good people.
We go hard on these people.
Right.
I have a sign that says, "Even your kids hate you."
They got a lot of them too.
6 of them.
6 kids.
6 children. They're at pretty much every show.
Yeah.
And we're such a happy family.
Yeah.
Such a lovely family seeing them. And I have to say, shout out to Izzy, one of their daughters, who is a proud member of the South Coast Sign Crew.
Nice.
She makes her own signs. Very talented.
That's cool.
Probably my protege. I'm very excited to see where this child goes.
That is cool. And I met Ariel at the Ring of Honor show that I catered back in 2004. It was a long time
They'd
ago
been
when
in the
I
game
met her.
for a minute, and then they stepped out for a minute and had 6
Had
kids.
6 kids, and now they're back
They're back in full force.
with the 6 kids at the shows.
I gotta say, inside the ring, outside the ring, they're very great people.
Yeah.
They've helped me out. They've given me some business too.
Nice.
I work at a bakery.
Yeah.
And having 6 children, that gives you 6 birthday cakes a year.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ariel and BMT. Thank you so much.
That is awesome. Yeah. Great people.
Absolutely.
How about another female? Isana. The suplex sweetheart.
We go back to the Chop Shop days too. I haven't seen too much of her, but I love seeing her work anytime she comes out.
Right.
I've seen her kind of up and down with the face and the heel, and she's tried a few things. She was the Black Cat in Fight Life. She kind of came out as a lucha Black Cat, but she's always got great energy.
Yeah.
I love seeing her. I think I made a sign that says "Suplex that chud." I think she went up against Stephen Less one time, so I made a sign that said "Suplex that chud."
Nice.
So we have fun.
How about the promoter for NCW, John Casey? You know John?
I do. I think I've shaken his hand, but we're not too personal.
Okay.
But that's a promotion. I have gone to a couple, but not too many.
Right. But they've been going at it for a long time, too.
I haven't been to the Dedham location, but I think Bristol, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times.
Now, I went to the shows in Dedham. That's right.
I got to branch out. That's what I'm trying to do, too, is check out what's out there and see what people have to offer for wrestling.
Somebody posted a picture on Facebook from the show in Dedham with BRG, and then I'm on one side and my buddy Dave's on the other, and we're all like just looking at him. It's a pretty funny picture.
He's great.
He is great.
I think he was on my first show, too. He was at that Top Rope show, and to see where he's gone as just this young kid, and I mean, he's still young, but he's like, wow, dude, I see you everywhere.
Yeah.
He's great.
It is great. How about, he's brought him up a couple times, but Ichiban.
Number one. Yeah, just seeing the name and then just less is more. I'm a less is more guy.
Yeah.
And Ichiban, number one. I'm like, hey, I ask people at shows, they're like, who's this guy Ichiban? And I'm like, do you speak Japanese? I'm like, no. I'm like, do you know what Ichiban means in Japanese? No. I'm like, number one.
Yes. That's about the only Japanese word I know.
At this past Fight Life Speedball, Mike Bailey went against Ichiban, and if you watch the video on like Triller TV or Fight TV, whatever it is, me and my boys, Ryan, he came out to the front, and Mike Bailey came out and more or less broke his finger.
Oh, wow.
And he hammed it up, and it was great. Then Ichiban came out and with his opposite finger, and that somehow miraculously made his
Fixed it.
He did.
It healed him.
So we love you, Ichiban. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ichiban is awesome.
Good
How
stuff.
about, I'm going to go with another female. I'm not sure if you're really familiar with her or not, but Davienne.
Yes, a little bit of Davienne. I know she's taken a step away, but
Yeah.
I think I saw her recently, and she looks incredible. So kudos to her.
Yeah, I'd like to see her come back because she is a great worker.
This is where I saw her, like I was watching at home on IWTV, watching Beyond, and she came out, and I think they were doing like she's like, come on, give me your money. And people were giving her money. So I'm like, I'm not made of money, but I can print a bunch of fake money. So I made a bunch of Davienne dollars that we had at Fight Life, and I printed them out with her face, where the president or whoever would be, and the amount was 0 in each corner.
Right.
And we're like, Davienne, come here, we got money for you. And we just made it rain. And she hammed it up though. She was like, I'll sell these at my merch table. Thank you. So it's.
I saw a picture of you with like Ziploc bags of dollars. Is that Davies?
Oh, you know what? I know what you're talking about. Wow, you crept pretty back on my Facebook then, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I try to do some,
I respect it. How do you think I got that picture of you?
Right.
So, respectfully, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was at my previous job. I worked in Brockton for many years, and that was for a wedding cake, I believe, that had all these rolls of money.
Yeah, because there was money on the thing, too.
People come up with stupid shit.
That's wild.
And they came in with bags of money just... You're pretty trusting.
Real money?
It was real money.
Wow.
I'm like, can I take a picture with this?
Yeah.
It was just like,
That's cool, though.
done a lot of crazy cakes too. We could talk about that another day if you want. But.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that now if you'd like.
Sure.
Like, tell us about some of the cakes you've made.
Geez, that's just like
And
the science. I don't know where to begin, but I mean, I've been doing cakes for over a decade, probably like
Wow.
13, 14 years. I've done some for crazy stars. I've got to do cakes for Jeff Dunham and Mark Anthony, and I worked on cakes for the Patriots. We did a life-size Tom Brady cake.
No kidding.
So we've done some crazy stuff. I've done some crazy stuff. I'm at a new bakery now. I've been there for 3 years.
Right.
It's Arts Bakery, Arts International Bakery in Raynham, Mass.
Okay.
And yeah, I can pretty much do whatever you need. So holla at your boy. Let me know what you need.
Wow, so you must make incredible whoopie pies like
do.
my mom does.
We make it the big whoopie pies. We
Yep.
make it the little whoopie pies. And if you can think of it, I can
Right?
come up with it. So
I had some whoopie pies yesterday at my mother's house. It was
it's awesome.
delicious.
Just good home style food.
Yeah.
But I've got a chance to also make cakes for a lot of the wrestlers. Like I've said, wrestlers' kids.
Right.
And I've done a few wedding cakes. I have a wedding coming up this next weekend. So I'm really excited.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
So,
really cool.
I like to say, if you ever need a cake, just
Yeah, I know where to go now. I definitely, my
worth
mom
the
used
hour and a half. But by
Right.
all means, I got you, brother.
I hear you, but my mom used to do that. We used to make wedding cakes
Okay,
back in the
okay.
day. And I remember it all the time, like the tears of the wedding cakes. And
Luck
she was
was everywhere.
always so like to my dad, you better not drop them.
The delivery is the scariest part, but
Yes.
it's not my first cake. So
Right. That's cool, though.
it's all cake.
That's a hell of a talent, because I am a chef. I work at a school. I'm a custodian. I'm a head custodian at an elementary school. But I'm a chef by trade. And I just love cooking. So my girlfriend doesn't have to cook. She will
There you
if I don't feel like it.
It brings people together.
But
Really
yeah,
does.
it does. It really does.
smiles
All right,
on people's
let me go for a couple more names.
Sure.
How about a guy I love, Doc Ozone?
I've got to see him at a few promotions. Definitely love his energy. I love just how laid back, and I don't know, he's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool without being cool.
Yeah, me and Doc, we share a love of green and stinky stuff. That's me and
I was like, are we going to talk about this? But yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I've been known to partake as well. But
yeah,
yeah.
good stuff.
I love it.
How about, we brought him up earlier too, but I really do love this guy, and he's been on the show twice. BRG, Brett Ryan Gosling.
Absolutely. As much as we boo him at certain promotions, he comes out to, there's a song made popular by SpongeBob, Sweet Victory.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's his theme song. And
Yeah.
So I made there's a point in the song where SpongeBob's like singing his heart out into the mic, and I have that picture. It's a sweet victory.
Nice.
So like I said, it depends which promotion you're at and
Right.
what you're going to be, who you're going to be, and I try to be as prepared as I can.
Nice.
I usually come prepared with a couple extra signs in case they get ripped, because
Right.
it has happened. So I'm just trying to be prepared.
Well, Itchy Bond and B.I.G. are killing it at MLW up in Philly.
I've
So-
still yet to kind of branch out to there, but someday
Right.
it'll happen.
How about a guy we did talk a little about, but he's over in Japan, and he's been there for a while. The retro alternative Anthony Green.
All I can say is I hope he comes back soon so I can rib him, because I got some good ideas.
Yeah.
Some very good ideas. We go way back, but he was like the first person to kind of take my sign and throw it.
Right.
And then I had the "You Still Suck" sign on deck ready to go.
I used to see him as a fan at shows, and then he
at him.
became a young referee.
He's one of those peeps that's just eats, sleeps, and breathes wrestling. You become a referee. You get your feet wet.
Yep.
You start training. He's been in AEW, WWE, and now
Yeah.
he's overseas
Yeah.
on his whatever tour of.
I was completely shocked though that the WWE dropped him, right? But no, but,
is what it is, but
no,
it
but
doesn't
only
really matter.
because they put him on TV immediately. He was
remember.
TV ready,
I remember. I saw it, and
and I was blown away.
Yeah.
I really was that they let him go.
How many questionable decisions has WWE
Oh,
made?
way too many. But they ain't done with him yet. There's no way. He'll be back.
Sometimes they realize what they've lost.
Yeah.
So
How about, we got like a minute left. How about you want to plug your social medias?
sure,
You know?
I mean, I'm on usually Facebook and Instagram, just Greg Jones-Isaacson. You see me with people with signs. Feel free to shoot a Facebook friend request. Instagram, it's Star Wars Guy, STRWRSGUY. Star Wars was my first love before wrestling.
Nice.
But yeah, if you need a cake, if you need a sign, I've made signs for people too, and they've usually made the Jumbotron at WWE events. So
That's cool.
I just love wrestling, talking wrestling. You need something, you need a cake, cookies, a sign, let me know. I got you.
That's awesome.
Arts Bakery, 104 Forge River Parkway, Raynham, Massachusetts. I got you.
Greg, thanks for coming on the show. I really mean it. It was great to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the sign.
It's such a treat. And we didn't
The
even
sign.
touch. We didn't even touch it more. So
Well, we got it. Good. We got a couple
you
seconds.
sure?
Yeah, go right ahead.
One of my big moments was at Chad Epic's promotion. Jesus Christ.
Rated R?
No, it was up in Gloucester. I can't recall it. I'm so sorry.
I remember
Chad.
when he ran those
I'm
shows.
sorry, Chad, but Cardona was there, and we had to go big on Cardona. This has seen better days, and I had like 4 signs.
Yeah.
They all got ripped. This one is a double sign, so it got mended quite quickly in the center, but
Man, that's more plastic than Chelsea's chair.
sometimes we go hard, and then
Yeah.
they get ripped. But I'm a big play on words guy. I'll
Yeah.
shoot another one. Ilya Markopoulos.
Yeah.
He's a Greek heel.
Yes.
I try.
That is awesome.
So, like I said, I got signs for days, stories for days. I appreciate your time.
No, I'm glad you came on.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank
Again,
you. It's been a
thank you
dream.
very much.
A dream come true.
Yes. Guys, we're out. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.